Boys that I was tripping, kept the vision, I ain't even care. Now the just stop and stir, it took a while, but made it there. And I bought my shirt, and my chain and chandelier. Double C Louis V, I swear to God, this all I wear. Boys that I was tripping, kept the vision, I was on a mission. Got the snakes around me, now they talking shit like call it hissing. So tripping too,
What's good? What's good, Souls of Thought family? It's your boy Norris, and we are back for another episode. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope this Tuesday was a blessed Tuesday for you. We got some good bangers for you guys today. Not going to take up too much of your time today, but just wanted to come in here and just kind of, talk to my Souls of Thought family. Again, I want to thank you all for your support. Subscriber numbers are going up. I really appreciate it. I thank you for everyone who's taking the time out to actually tune in, see what's going on, give their opinions, whether good or bad. All opinions are welcome here. All thoughts are welcome here. But again, I just want to say thank you to my Souls of Thought family and supporters. Also, don't forget, tomorrow we go live at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for Grown Folks Business. It'll be me, my girl Tam, my girl Alyssa, my boy Plug. Hopefully my boy Duran can get on there. Not sure if he's going to be able to get on there right now. He's doing some good stuff in the college basketball world. And also Keish, Empress Keish. Shout out to my boy D and his family. Again, he won't be there tomorrow, but here for you, D. Let me know if you need anything. But again, Grown Folks Business will be going live tomorrow night for the panel at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. Again, make sure you like, comment, and share. And also don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already there. It's free to click a button. It's free to show your support. It's free to comment. It's free to like. Please just go through. Again, I appreciate everyone who continues to watch the videos, watch the content that I'm putting out. We're doing some good things, man. We're doing some good things. So today, what we have on deck for you, we're going to talk a little bit about a fatal death that happened in the city of Louisiana, the state of Louisiana. Kind of get you guys up to breast on what's going on, because a lot of times people aren't really telling you everything that's going on. So we're going to listen to what the news and Roland Martin has to say about that. We're going to talk about Southwest Airlines getting rid of them free bags. Then we're going to go on to also talk about R. Kelly back. He back on the scene. You know what I mean? Kid in the ignition, hopping fresh out of the but R. Kelly always going to be the GOAT regardless how people feel. We're going to hear it from some other Black conservative people, and then we're going to end this thing up with Angel Reese and the news on her. So again, I want to say thank you to everybody. If you made it this far so far, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And we're going to get it started. We're going to start off with, if you guys aren't aware of what's going on in the state of Louisiana, there's currently some things going on there. There was a young man who was fatally killed during hazing by one of your great Divine Nine fraternities, the Omega Psi Phi's, your Q Dogs, the ones that wear the purple and gold, whatever you want to call them. So we're going to hear what's going on. We're going to hear what Roland Martin has to say about this. I am not a Roland Martin fan, but I kind of want to hear what his opinion is because he is an alpha. So we'll see what he has to say about what happened in the great state of Louisiana. So here you go.
Authorities say more arrests are expected in connection with the death of a Louisiana college student. 23-year-old Caleb McCrae is charged with manslaughter and criminal hazing in the death of 20-year-old Caleb Wilson. Police say Wilson died in an off-campus incident where he was allegedly punched multiple times in the chest while pledging Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Wilson was a junior from New Orleans, majoring in mechanical engineering at Southern University. McCrae's attorney saying in a statement, "I maintain my client's innocence and urge the public to withhold rushing to judgment until all the evidence is heard." Joining me now to discuss this is journalist Roland Martin, host of the daily digital show Roland Martin Unfiltered. Roland, thank you for being here with us. According to this arrest warrant, Caleb Wilson and 8 other pledges were lined up at a warehouse off campus where they were each punched 4 times with boxing gloves. According to police, McCrae allegedly punched Wilson 4 times in the chest Wilson collapsed and became unresponsive. Police say this was the result of hazing. Explain to us what hazing is and why it can sometimes become violent and physical, even when people know about the dangers.
Well, hazing varies, and so it may involve drinking, it may involve forcing somebody to run, doing various things. You've had cases where people have been forced to consume massive amounts of water. We see this with historically white fraternities, historically black fraternities. The problem that I have is, I have despised hazing my entire life. In April, it will be 36 years, since I finished pledging Alpha Phi Alpha, historically black fraternity. And the pledge process was changed because of this. And it is sinister, it is evil. And the problem is you have individuals who have this mentality that in order for you to earn these letters, then you need to be beaten, you need to be made into a man. And so these things have been happening for years. It is almost bankrupt our organizations. We've had to pay out millions of dollars in settlements to fraternities and sororities. And it's high time it ends. This is a young black man who goes to an HBCU. My understanding, his father was a legacy, meaning he was a member of the fraternity, and he's returning home in a body bag. I'm sorry, that's not brotherhood. That's not manhood.
Roland, explain why there is so much secrecy around the pledging and initiation process for so many Greek organizations.
Well, first and foremost, again, and people don't understand, historically black fraternities and sororities are far different than historically white fraternities in terms of, so for us, it's a lifelong commitment. And so when you talk about when you pledge, it's all about how do you have a line. That's those when you pledge, you have a line. And then how do you establish a brotherhood connection with your line? So when you come into the fraternity, you understand what that means. And so those things are indeed important. The problem is when you have individuals who are 18, 19, 20, and people who actually graduated who have this notion that I need to physically beat somebody in order for them to be accepted into my fraternity. And then you have this also the psychological thing of, well, you're called.
All right. So that's Roland Martin. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Roland Martin. And as you see, he wanted to make a lot of separation between white fraternities and black fraternities. Anyway, with that being said, coming from someone who was in a brotherhood, going through Freemason back in the day, all this stuff is satanic. All this stuff is for the devil. Period, point blank. People can call it a brotherhood. People can call it whatever they want. I know all these little secrets. You all are worshiping to other gods, other idols, not gods, but idols. You're doing certain symbols. You're making certain movements. These are all in the Bible. It all speaks about this. These are things that we should not be doing. But that's neither here or there. What I'm really more concerned about is Pastor Jamal Bryan, who normally supports everything black, is nowhere to be found on this topic. And the reason why it bothers me, because he is part of the Divine Nine. He has pledged for a fraternity. I want to say he's a Q. I know Ricky Smiley's a Q dog. I know there's a lot of celebrities out there who are Qs, but no one seems to be speaking up. I guess, it's a society with what they say is a secret society, but they're not a secret society. They're a society with secrets. And it's very interesting to me that this stuff all ties together. I know you guys get tired of hearing it and get tired of hearing people beat the dead horse, but this stuff all goes together. We can't not put one thing in a box like DEI or boycotting Target and then not talk about, from my last episode, black on black crime, not talking about the hazing in these predominantly black fraternities. This is not the first person to lose their life in a fraternity hazing as well. It's just one that we're hearing about today. But it's very unique to me that where are these celebrities who are Omega Psi Phi? Where are y'all? Where are your voices? Where are you saying that this is not appropriate? Even though I'm not a fan of Roland Martin, I can appreciate that he's giving his opinion on what he doesn't like, that he doesn't like hazing. Like he said, he's pledged for Alpha Phi Alpha for the past 36 years. If that's what he wants to do, cool. I know some people who are alphas as well. I tell people, to each his own. I'm not here to judge. That's not my job. I'm not here to be judge or jury. But we all know what the great Bible says and what the word says about worshiping idols, doing any rituals, because you do rituals. We did the same thing when I was going through being raised as a Mason. So I'm very familiar with this. I'm not speaking about this without having any experience with brotherhoods or societies. With that being said, again, you can find a bunch of videos on YouTube and everything about people who are actually starting to actually go away from being part of their fraternities, people who are denouncing their letters because of demonic attacks, things of that nature. But again, a lot of people aren't going to want to hear that. They're going to say that's a conspiracy, things of that nature. But with that being said, it's very interesting to me how other people aren't speaking out about this young man who lost his life in Louisiana after being punched in the chest 4 times by one of the young men that you've seen. It was actually 3 young men who are being found guilty or allegedly being charged with these charges. I'm sure maybe the young man had a medical history or something of that nature, but to be punched 4 times in the chest that hard and to lose your life, that's something serious. You know what I mean? So I really send prayers out to the family of this young man. But again, like Roland Martin said, why do we need to haze people? Because technically all they need to do is know their knowledge. So that doesn't really take hazing to know knowledge. We shouldn't have to shave people's heads bald. We shouldn't have to do all these things to identify with a certain group. Anytime that you have to change who you are and alter who you are and alter how you look, you are now doing routines and rituals. So again, that's to each his own. We're going to hear a little bit more from Roland Martin and we're going to move on. But again, prayers to the family of this young man. Sound like his dad was a Q dog too. And like the young lady said on the news, who would want to be a legacy member of a fraternity who allegedly killed your son? Are you going to still pledge? Are you still going to want those brands on your body? Something to think about. But I don't hear none of the Qs I know talking about this. I know a couple of you out there who like to voice your opinions about everything else. You like to voice about President Trump. You like to voice about F around and find out. But we haven't found out how you felt about this situation. But maybe y'all already had your little internal meeting and they told you not to say nothing. So you're going to shut up and be quiet.
A paper member, or you skated into the fraternity, meaning it was easy for you. And so it's the peer pressure. And I've made it clear, I don't give a damn what you think. The reality is what makes a great alpha, like a Thurgood Marshall or Dr. King or Jesse Owens, is not what they accomplished in college, it's what they did after college. And so that's the problem. We have individuals who are committing heinous crimes. Yeah. And these individuals, if they're found guilty, should go to prison, every single one of them, because that young man is now dead. He will never even be called a brother because he never finished the process. And that's what's so shameful about this.
And Roland, I mean, we've heard about these cases before. We've heard about plenty of them in the news before of these hazing cases that have resulted in death. They've been addressed on campuses around the country for years. What more needs to be done?
The only way you deter this is if you send people to prison. Because every organization has changed the process. You have.
All right, we appreciate you, Roland Martin. We appreciate what you had to say about that. I do agree with him. I feel like these people should get what's deserved to them when it comes to any time that needs to be served, for sure. But with that being said, you've seen that young man's pictures. He was a part of the Southern Band, the Human Jukebox, great band. So, I mean, he was a very, 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 very talented trumpet player. He was a very well-known member of Southern University. And I think when things like this happen, we need to shut down the doors, man. But I really want to hear for some other cues. You can go in the comments, but you probably can't say anything because you've been told not to say anything. With that said, I don't know if it's worth saving a letter, but maybe you want to get in your bag and talk about some other things. While we're talking about bags, we all know that the good old Southwest Airlines, man, this right here hurt my heart. I travel Southwest faithfully. Those free bags. Luckily, I'm retired military, so I'll still get free bags. But that's even a hassle trying to go through that whole process. But anyway, it sucks that they're going to be getting rid of the free luggage, the free tech bags on Southwest. And also, I don't know if they're going to mention it in this video, but you're going to have to start paying for your seats as well. I wonder how people really feel about this. We used to make fun of people who had to fly Frontier, Spirit, things of that nature, because they charge you for your bags anyway, which made the tickets much cheaper. Let's see if Southwest prices. To me, Southwest prices were already cheap anyway, along with the 2 bags. But I wonder what's really the big thing behind this. So let's hear a little bit about it.
Well, it's happening. Southwest Airlines is ending its famous bags fly free policy starting May 28th, just in time for your summer vacation. The airline will charge passengers to check a bag for the first time. CBS News correspondent Janet Shamlian joins us live from an airport there in Houston. Good afternoon, Janet. The CEO of Southwest just talked about this decision.
Hi, Reed. How are you doing?
I'm good. I just, flying Southwest, I gotta pony up some money, friend.
It's going to be a big change if you're flying Southwest. Right now, bags fly for a fee. There was just an investor call with the CEO, Bob Jordan. He gave us a little more insight into what's happening here. And he said that this was really prompted for financial reasons. They're hoping this is going to drive people to sign up for their co-branded credit card. We know that those make a lot of money for the airlines. That will allow one checked bag, right? And we also know that there has been an investor who's been an activist trying to get Southwest towards more profitability, but it's really turning Southwest into an airline sort of like the others. I mean, this is what differentiated this airline for decades. And starting now, May 28th, and if you book the 28th and after, you will have to pay for bags. Now, they haven't said how much that's going to cost, Reed, but it's believed that it's going to be commensurate with what the airlines charge, which is the other airlines, which is $20 or $25 for the first bag, and then on a sliding scale from there.
Oh, and they're also changing the way we take a seat on those Southwest jets. So it is
right.
really a change in the chapter story of Southwest Airline. But really, it sounds like this is a business decision. Are they giving any forecasts of how they think this could affect their bottom line?
No, but it's definitely going to increase profitability. We've heard also from the Delta CEO and the United CEO today, so both who said this is going to increase their margins, but at what cost? Are the loyal customers going to start price shopping the other airlines? One other comment I wanted to mention, Reed, is that the CEO from Southwest also said that this was sort of instituted, hard to believe, at the urging of their own employees. Southwest apparently carries twice the baggage as other airlines, and that this was a lot of work for the airline employees. And of course, Southwest has had layoffs recently. So we know that financial concerns are top of mind for the airline, but it will be a big change for passengers right at the beginning of the summer travel season.
Yeah, right. Well, I'll pay more for baggage, I guess, and I'll have less money to buy a Cinnabon there in the airport, which might affect my weight. Bottom line. Janet, always great to talk to you.
Awesome. Well, at least they gave a little bit of transparency there. They didn't just sit there and try to lie to you in front of your face. They gave a little transparency about what's the real reason behind switching over, and it's about money. So shout out to the people who have a Southwest credit card. I know some people who do, so bags should still be free, at least the first bag. When you think about it too, I think a lot of people are just going to get smarter with their travel. There's trips that a lot of times you can take and don't even need to check a bag, especially for guys. You take a couple outfits, throw your travel size toiletries in your bag, get out there, do what you need to do. come on back. A lot of times you don't even need all that luggage you're taking. Or if you're going to be bringing anything back, you'll just bring it back, get you another, buy you a little small little luggage bag, which if you're a Southwest card member, you'll already be able to get the free bag check. Military people still be able to get their free bags. So it'll be some workarounds, but it's crazy to me that they want people to actually go get credit cards through them to bring up the margin. Um, Also, as you heard, you're gonna have to pay for your seat as well coming in the future. I don't know. They probably start that actually before. I would like for them to start that before they start the charging for the bags, because that pick your own seat stuff, it never went right. Just the way people some reason couldn't stand in a line, understand that you have a number and a letter when your letter, so stuff like that, or people wait to the last minute and say, oh, I'm 819, and then they want to jump in front of you and rush on the plane, stuff like that. So I appreciate the assigned seat, so then I don't have to rush to the gate. That's going to take about an hour to load anyway, so now I can go get my Cinnabon, as he mentioned, and do things of that nature. With that being said, again, hopefully they bring some workers back. They did lose some workers due to the margins of finances there. So hopefully now that they're going to be bringing this back, let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. But I just wanted to kind of do a little quick hit with that about the bags. It's going to hurt, man, because you get so used to certain routines. You take Southwest for a certain reason. Due to that, and a lot of times the prices were just cheaper overall. But it makes sense, man, when you really think about the bottom line, and when you sit back and really think about what they're saying. Their workers is doing double the work for things that were free, which ultimately affected their bottom line. So no more free bags at Southwest, which is cool. But if you have a credit card through Southwest, you get one free check bag. If you're military, you're still going to be able to get your bags check free. So it'll be 50-50. I don't think their business would really take a hit after hearing why and things of that nature. So on some bigger news, the boy is back, man. The boy is back, man. I don't care. I don't want to hear no hate. I don't want to hear no foolishness on my channel. The boy is back, man. Arkells is back. Arkells is back. Arkells is back doing 2-minute songs on that prison phone. He's doing remixes to songs. He actually did a podcast with these two ladies. I want to say it was last week. He sung a woman's when a woman's fed up. He sung that. Then he also sung another song. Boy, still got the talent, man. He always gonna be one of the R&B goats. But what we're gonna do now, we're gonna actually, be able to listen to one of his remixes here. Let's see if we can get this thing started. Give me 1 second.
Make this phone call just to let you know you ain't shit. It's questions on my mind. It's questions on my mind. You're still selling my music, making all this money. Don't even send shit to my books for commentary, no. Oh, I'm in this place, I know I don't deserve this. There's questions on my mind. There's questions on my mind. Did I build you up? Build you up when I broke you off? How you not gonna show me love? Show me love. And I'm not talking about no cheat.
Hey, Arkell said y'all ain't putting his music still making money and y'all ain't putting no money on his commissary. Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, what else? YouTube. Everybody's making money off this dude. They ain't putting nothing on his commissary. And my boy in there killing the remix. And I want to read some of these comments to you over here. Like Tyrese said over here, the beast bars from behind the bars. Yikes. Kels is still the GOAT. Very interesting. Pastor John Gray also comments on here and says, if this is the real challenge, if this is real, the challenge is now over. R wins. I want to say something about that, but I'll leave it alone. I won't touch it. Let's see here. Yeah, so a lot of people, the trendy chef Say what you want, but Robert Kelly made R&B, and I agree, man. I don't care. Nobody says there's people still playing I Believe I Can Fly, Ignition, people still playing Trapped in the Closet he did. That stuff is epic, man. What he did for music, it can't be touched. It cannot be touched. Arkells did his thing. He said that he ain't talking about no chick. I would like to hear some of y'all in the comments. I would like to see, do you feel that R. Kelly should be behind bars? What are your thoughts about R. Kelly? And I think him coming back out with music, I want to say on his podcast that he did from behind the cell, he actually talked about he has written over 25 albums since he's been in jail. So he's keeping his creative brain going. He's keeping himself busy. I mean, his voice is still there. Even on his interview, I know he said that's something that he would never lose is his voice. But I really want to see what people think about. Do you guys feel that R. Kelly deserves to be where he is? I would love to hear people's thoughts on, like, what do you guys really think about R. Kelly being behind bars? He feels like he doesn't deserve it. He said it in this remix, Residuals remix that he did. He said he doesn't feel like he should be there. And I kind of agree with the guy, man. I just feel that, what he did is wrong. With that being said, the mothers who helped their children get to these studios, the mothers who knew what was going on, sometimes we got to make sure that everybody's being held accountable and not just the alleged, person, So, but anyway, I won't get too much deep into that. I don't want YouTube to be blocking me or nothing like that. So I won't get too deep into that. With that being said, Kel's still back there, man. He's still singing, man. It sounds good. Let me see how much more we got. Let's see if we can hear a little bit more.
Tell me who's getting all my checks? Where's my money? Tell me who's getting paid for my crime? All of that's supposed to be mine. Oh, who gave you 34 years? Who made you billions of dollars? Who put the R in the R and the spreading is killing me and my still making me all of damn it. Tell me who's getting all of mine? Who's getting all of mine? Residual.
He asked some serious questions on there, man. That's a good little remix, man. That's a good little remix. He's trying to find out where is his money going to. What's going on? Like where is my money? He's really trying to see, and that it does make sense when you think about it. When you really think about, he's been in there for some years now, man, and his music is still making money. Why can't he get any of that? His music never affected people. His actions might have affected people, but his music never affected people. His music is something that I guarantee you can go to a wedding today and somebody's going to play at least one R. Kelly song in that wedding. And y'all know R. Kelly will be killing that Houston rodeo right now. Kells would definitely have a country line dance song. He might drop one. It's the trend right now. He might drop one. You heard it here first at Souls of Thoughts, man. R. Kells will drop a country line dance song. Mark my words. So anyway, man, prayers to R. Kelly, man. He did put the R in R&B. As they say, you do the crime, you got to do the time. Pray that his time is going easy. I pray that he's doing the best he can. Just stay creative. Hey, man, once you can drop those 25 albums, man, I think the world will be waiting. Tory just dropped his album last week. Is it Mr. Peterson? I think it was. He just dropped his album. Great music, great production. So, we can still see these people's talents, even though they might be flawed. We can still see their talent. So, again, shout out to Kells, man. He's still doing his thing behind bars, man. With that being said, you guys all know, if you have tuned into any of my reaction videos and watched my channel long enough, I am a conservative, and I was able to run across a a great little video on Instagram. This gentleman, actually, it was titled why does a black person have to be a Democrat I'm assuming it should be to be accepted by the majority of black people. And it really stood out to me. It's something that I really wanted to share with everybody. So we're going to do that right now. And I want to hear everybody's thoughts on this as well. Do you guys feel that just because you're black, you have to be Republican? Democrat. So let's see.
Black people, y'all gonna have to explain this shit to me. I am thrown for a loop. Why is it that in every category in life, I have option, and no matter what option I pick, you're gonna accept me, right? So if let's just say in the streets, if I'm in the streets, if I decide to be black and a gangster disciple or black and a folk on the hustle, guess what? You don't care. You're gonna accept me either way, right? Let's just say my sexuality. I could be homosexual. I could be heterosexual. No matter what I pick, you're gonna like it. You're gonna pick me and say it's okay. Education-wise, I could be highly educated or highly uneducated. I could have a GED or a PhD. Guess what? You're gonna accept either version of me. My religion, I could be a black and a Muslim, black and Christian, black and Jehovah's Witness, whatever that is. You're gonna accept whatever option I pick. But why, when it comes to my political stand, you will only accept black and Democrat? You won't accept black and independent. You won't accept black and Republican. You won't accept black and whatever. Sir, you only Democrat. What hold do the Democrats have on the party that you guys would disown your black brother in Christ, your black brother who's educated, your black brother, whatever, because he's not Democrat? What? I'm just saying me as an example. But I have been called, in the last 4 months, I have been called more racist slur by black people than I have been called in my whole 40-some years of life, just because I don't stand with the Democrat Party as a black man. Make it make sense. That is a slave mentality to think you only got one choice, one option.
Hey, shout out to Ron Coleman. You said that you're independent. Is that what you're saying? I don't want to speak for you. I know you put independent, but appreciate your comment, man. Appreciate you chiming in. Appreciate you also taking the time out to actually watch the video, man. I appreciate that, Ron. I think it was a very good question, man. We are one of the only races, man, to really not accept a black person due to them being. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out Ron Coleman, man. He said, yes, sir. Shout out Ron, man. I appreciate your support, man. Appreciate you watching. Make sure you hit that like, share. Make sure you subscribe to this video, man, to this channel. But yeah, yes, sir. Like Ron said, man, hey, independent, hey, I'm a conservative, so I have my thoughts. I have my own opinions. Sounds like Mr. Coleman has his own as well, which is highly appreciated. But this young man made a lot of good points, man. He made a lot of good points. We will accept anything else about you. You could put any other combination with black. It could be your sexuality. It could be your religion. It can be your job. It can be the gang that you're in. It could be anything. But if you are anything like an independent or a conservative, we cannot accept you. And you know what I really wanted to talk about in this topic was, I don't know if you guys remember the young gentleman, DJ, the young man that was at the when President Trump spoke last week, who was the brain cancer survivor who got sworn in by the Secret Service, and the Democrats wouldn't stand up. And it's very funny because regardless of what's going on in the world, shouldn't we support each other regardless of our class or regardless of how we look at politics? Shouldn't we support each other? And I don't know if you guys seen the video on the Breakfast Club, but they made a bunch of jokes about, the young man hair being nappy. They didn't know if he was black or not. A lot of people are going crazy and up in awe about that, saying that Breakfast Club should be canceled. But you guys didn't want to cancel the speech when they weren't standing up. Because that's one thing I want to say is that regardless of how you vote, regardless of how you feel, being a good person is just being a good person, man. good things happening in the world or just good things happening in the world. We shouldn't be stuck on your race. We shouldn't be stuck on your party. That shouldn't matter when something's good happening in the world. That's like our USA teams winning basketball. We don't care. We're not questioning them about their political party and their side. We're enjoying it. We're all doing parades. We're all having a good time. But the moment that it comes to politics and things that are happening in the world, we become so divided. And once we're divided, it's easy to conquer us, man. Because you got to think about it. It's only the 1% that's really going to be making the decisions, man. We're down here in the grassroots level, and you need independent thinkers like Ron. You need conservative thinkers like myself, and you need Democratic people. You need liberals. You need everyone to make all this go around. We need everyone to make this make sense. One of the comments on that video actually said, "I honestly don't have to be, nor have a desire to be accepted by anyone or any group. I do me, and God has my back. The only group I want to be accepted into is saved by the blood of Christ group." And that's what I agree with, man. Those people who did stand up for DJ, and now when he got back home to Texas and Louisiana, all these other police departments wanted to swear him in and things of that nature. All these Democrats are cheering him on and showing videos, but you didn't do that when you were down in DC. And we have to pay attention to this, guys. We have to treat each other with love, man. The word says, "Love thy neighbor," man. You have to do the least of those, man. We have to love the least of those. Like we have to do better. Like I know a lot of times people take my content and they become very they want to get nasty in the comments. They want to say things that are hurtful. But all I say back is God bless. Because at the end of the day, God knows our hearts. God knows where we should be and what we're going to be doing. And like I said, it shouldn't matter about your race when it comes to, how you feel. But like this man said in the video, man, it seems like the one thing that a black person cannot be is a black Republican. You must be Democrat. You can go to jail. You can be in the gang. You can do everything you want to do. It just doesn't make sense. And the other comment that I like, it says more and more black folks are waking up, and I'm here for it. That's what my channel is for, man. I'm here for free thinkers. I'm here for independent people like my guy Ron, man. I'm here for people who think for themselves, and we can agree to disagree. I say that all the time. Agreeing to disagreeing it's not a crime. We don't have to sit here and agree on everything. With that being said, we all need to have a goal, and if we all know where we want to get to, I think we all want the price of eggs to go down. I think we all want gas to go down. I think we all want houses to be more affordable because we aren't in a housing shortage. We're in an affordability crisis. People can't afford to buy homes. Homes are being built every second. I can tell you right here in Texas, there's a house being built every couple seconds. There's no shortage on homes. It's the shortage on the affordability of homes. People can't afford those things, and that's the problem. When we get all this secondhand knowledge from social media, and we get all this news, because everything's about what you look into. So if you don't do any studying on your own, you're going to continue to get the same type of feeds, the same type of information, and it's going to eventually put you into a echo chamber, and you're only going to hear the things that you want to hear. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot of positive things happening in the world. As I spoke about on my last episode, we're worried about the tariffs with Canada. We're worried about American alcohol being taken off of Canada's shelves. Y'all know how many other states are out here selling our alcohol? You know how many people are going to be able to go online to buy alcohol? Half of the alcohol people won't, like Shannon Sharp's little Shay, his little liquor. You got to go online to order that. You can't. It's hard to find it in the store. The good stuff is even hard to find. So just one of those things to think about. We just need to support each other better and be able to understand each other. And like I said, it's okay to disagree, but I just want to give this young man a shout out on here. It was on Young Black and Wealthy's Instagram. But like he said, it's the one thing that we just can't be. You cannot be black if you're not a Democrat. So I hope all you guys can really see it in your hearts to just accept people for who they are and see what you have in common. And last and not least, man, I'm not going to be holding everybody up tonight, but last or not least, y'all girl, man, she's a fallen angel. Angel Reese is a fallen angel. Here we go.
Some new questions tonight about the future of the WNBA, players' contracts after this year's seasons, and what will happen there, especially with one of the most popular players in the league now threatening the possibility of a strike. There's talks towards a collective bargaining agreement happening now between the Players Association and the league. And Chicago Sky forward Angel Reese says she wants in on those negotiations. Listen.
I gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing like, yeah, they don't give us, if y'all don't give us what we want, like, we said no.
Question is, of course, do other big name players want to join in on a possible strike? We've reached out to the league on this, no reply yet. Remember, the WNBA had a massive season last year, record setting for them, the most watched regular season in 24 years. Its biggest attendance total in 22 years, merch sales up 600%. Steve Patterson is following this story for us. So where does this go here, right? This deal with the WNBA and the Players Association, I think, expires at the end of the summer, right? So this fall. What happens after that?
Well, they're going to get into negotiations to talk about that. And I think it's fair to say at this point that the players just want to be treated and paid like the international celebrities that many of them now are, right? And I think to see that, you have to imagine that the way we see the WNBA is different than how we saw it 5 years ago, 3 years ago, even 2 years ago. And all you have to do is look at this collective bargaining agreement that the players just opted out of, right? It was agreed upon in 2019. So it has things in it like when you fly to an away game, you can fly premium economy. You can stay in your own hotel room. We will pay you your full salary while you're on maternity leave. These are things that are very basic for, I think, any company at this point. But they were seen as a major victory back then. Now things are so much different. Just look at a player like Angel Reese, right? I think at this point, it is fair to say that she is a household name. She will make less than $75,000 on her current salary within the WNBA. So I think they just want to take it and put it more in line with what it is. She's been getting maligned a little bit on social media, I think, for people taking what she said out of context. Many people saying that she thought she needed to get paid as much as NBA players do. She said that is absolutely not true. There was a tweet where she said, quote, "I love how all y'all have selective hearing. I'm hearing that they don't want to give us what they want. We're sitting out." And that's the truth. I never said anything about the NBA. We are prepared to say at the negotiation table. We also reached out to the Players Association. They sent us a statement saying, quote, "Our members are passionate about the future of the league. We are proud to represent a group of united, dialed in, and pushing for a transformational deal that's fair. We won't comment on individual statements right now." What they want is really simple, Hallie. They want, of course, a little bit higher pay. They want a softer salary cap, and they want benefits like things specifically dialed into childcare, which is very important when you're talking about a league like this. Hallie?
Are these asks in line with the reality of the money that the WNBA has at its disposal right now?
Well, I mean, you led with it, right? The league, again, it's so much different. When you have Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese transforming viewership and sales and people butts in the seats, frankly, the league is taking in much more money, about $200 million last year. Guess how much the players get? Less than 10%. In the NBA, of course, it makes significantly more money, like $10 billion. Those players get about 50% of that pie. That's not to mention, of course, the WNBA much more popular. They just signed a new media rights deal, $2.2 billion. This league has money, Hallie. It's just about how you distribute that money and how much you think the stars are bringing in. I think it's significant.
All right, guys. So if you heard all that, so the first thing is the WNBA just started. Like it just started getting this mainstream, and it was because of Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese, this dude said a household name. Do you know what that means? She's not a household name. She's a popular name because of everything that happened in college and that rolled into the WNBA draft and rolled into the next season because it was the superhero versus the villain with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. That doesn't mean that you're a household name. Household names are like Cynthia Cooper, Rebecca Lobo, Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops, even Brittany Griner. I mean, who else? Sue Bird, Brianna Stewart. See, I'm somebody who actually follows the WNBA, so I like it. I even watched they kind of did like a rivals thing earlier a few weeks ago where they were playing 1-on-1 and 3-on-3. I loved it. It was a great setup. It kind of looked like the TBD tournament that normally goes on, the TMT tournament that normally goes on for the men. Normally after March Madness when they're playing for like millions of dollars. I love that. I think it was great to be able to see a lot of these females in independent talent, what they were able to do. What they're able to do when you're not in a full 5-on-5 setting. Because a lot of times you see a lot of these people, they're very limited, right? Angel Reese is normally cleaning up the boards, putting up layups, things of that nature, but you don't really get to see her shoot set shots, three-pointers, stuff like that. So in this one-on-one setting, you got to see more of their game and what they were capable of doing. What I'm here to say is that the WNBA is building. As you've seen when they were showing that budget, they're only at 2.2 billion. The NBA is at 76 billion. And also the owners of the NBA teams are the ones who are paying these players. The WNBA owners don't have that type of money at this time. Doesn't mean they won't have it, but we have to take these things as small steps. And this is why I was afraid of the NIL. Because what happened with the name, image, and likeness, people are starting to think that they're worth more than they're really worth. Not saying I'm the one to judge someone's worth. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that Angel Reese is someone that people want to look at because they feel that she's an attractive basketball player. Even if she didn't have talent or put up points, people would look at her because she kind of made herself almost like a feminine sex symbol for the WNBA, for college basketball. That's what she was known for. I mean, she got eyelashes that are literally hidden her eyebrows. I mean, she wears makeup in the game, like, and a lot of them do this. It's not just her. We're just talking about Angel Reese because that's the one who kind of made the statement. With that being said, there's a lot more to this. Even though she might be making $70,000 for playing 3 or 4 months of basketball for WNBA, she's making over 6 figures, if not more. She could be making millions doing all her NIL deals that she still has. Her YouTube channel does very well. She's making the money. And it's funny that in her statement, she talked about she didn't want to get paid by like an NBA player. But technically, if you're making about $2 to $3 million a year as a WNBA player, putting out some content, I'm going to say that's not bad. Because I guarantee you the G League players would love to make the money that the WNBA players are making. Because I guarantee you the G League is not making that type of, let me look up the average salary of a G League player so we can get some comparison here. Salary for G League. So current season, the average salary for an NBA G League player is $40,500 for 6 months, which translates into roughly $810 per game. The slam dunk winner, McClung, this dude signed a G League. He earned $40,500. He made more winning the slam dunk contest in the past 3 years than he made in his G League earnings. And that's the biggest issue here. We have women who feel like they are worth more than these men who are already in the NBA, who are now pushed down to a development league because there's so much talent already reflected in the NBA. And these people aren't whining. These guys are in the grind, man. They're not even, they're taking these charter planes, they're taking buses, they're staying in some of the worst hotels, which Kenyon Martin kind of talked about that because his son was in the G League. A lot of people don't know what's truly going on. And you have females who don't even bring that much entertainment to the TV. If it wasn't for Caitlin Clark, and now you're going to have Juju coming out, she's going to bring some TV time with her. You got Paige Beckert at UConn. It's a lot of individual stars coming out now that are going to bring a little bit more attention. But you got to compare the talent that's in the NBA. And when I mean talent, I'm talking about like people that people want to see play. Jokic, Shea Gildress, LeBron, Luka, Kyrie, Anthony Davis, Jalen Williams from the Cleveland Cavaliers as a whole. People really want to see these people perform. You got Donovan Mitchell. You got all these players. You got like so much star power that brings a lot of revenue from TV, a lot of revenue from commercials, a lot of revenue from – it's just not the same. And the last thing I want to hit on, they're talking about having money for childcare. I've seen a few single fathers bringing their sons to everything. Jason Tatum's son be in the locker rooms, everything. And we talking about childcare? That needs to be a meme. What Iris just said? We talking about practice? Practice? We're talking about childcare? Women are asking for money for childcare? I guarantee you there are some people. Let's see the average salary for a WNBA. Salary for WNBA. The average salary. This is the average as a 20. Let me share this screen so y'all can know I'm not over here just saying what I want to say. Let me show y'all this. The average salary for the WNBA is around $102,000, which is with the highest paid players earning roughly $250,000. While the minimum salary for players with less than 3 years of experience sits around $62,000. So as a rookie, as in any sport that you play, the NBA, the NFL, any MLB, rookies always make low. It's kind of like a rookie baseline. Even though the WNBA is not bringing in that much money to say that these people should deserve six figures as a minimum baseline when they're first 3 years in the league. They want to see what you're going to be able to do. But an average salary, if you can't pay child support making six figures a year, something's wrong. Because I know people like myself and everyday people who are making money that pays child care. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. With that being said, I really hope that you guys are able to have a conversation with Caitlin Clark, see how she feels about it, because Angel Reese should not be the spokesman for the WNBA. It's not a good look. It's not a good move. I understand, and I like Angel Reese. I like her game. She came from LSU. I love watching the LSU Tigers play. Me and my boy Duran and Young on Vetscape, we talked about the WNBA a lot last year. So I'm very knowledgeable. I pay attention. I follow it. But I feel that we have to let things work. You know what I mean? I'm even looking over here at her hoop stats, and it's kind of talking about the WNBA player salaries. And it shows almost a structure of kind of like who's getting paid what. And let's see here. And as you see this is the 2024 versus the 2023 salary. You got people like Jewel Lloyd making $241,000. You got Chelsea Plum making $200,000. You got Asia Wilson, who was a doll, making less than Jewel Lloyd, which is crazy. So you got people making a pretty good penny, man. Even on the low end, $75K. 80K. Some of these people had hardships, they're reserved, so they're making a little bit less. But I mean, this is not bad money. 90,000. Some of these names you probably couldn't even tell me what team they're on. So just something to think about, man. I feel like we're kind of losing ourselves in today's world when it comes to not just what we're worth, but understanding that life is not just about money. You're doing this because you love the game. You're doing this because you love the sport. That's what you were doing from when you was a little kid, when you were practicing every day. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be paid for your talent, but you have to understand that this progression is going to be slower for you guys. Just because Angel Reese might be a superstar when it comes to like the social media world doesn't mean that that's going to correlate to the WNBA. Because when we went to the WNBA games and we went to go watch Caitlin Clark when they came to play the Washington Mystics in DC, and they shut that they had to move the game from the Washington Mystics WNBA arena to the actual Washington arena where the Wizards played, and it was packed. It was sold out for people to see Caitlin Clark. That did not happen the day before that when they went to Chicago to play Angel Reese. It was a lot of people there, but it wasn't sold out. The next day, Caitlin Clark came to DC and sold out the arena. We have to understand who's really bringing in the money, and we just have to be realistic. Not saying that Angel Reese isn't a good player, but the things that you're asking for is going to happen over time, and you have to understand the big system. So I'm going to tell y'all this. If you sit out this year and there's no WNBA season, y'all might as well not even come back. Let me say that one more time. If y'all sit out the end of this WNBA season, don't even come back. There will not be a fan waiting to watch you. I can guarantee you that. Well, I appreciate you guys. Again, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you keep supporting the content. Make sure that we love all comments, no matter if they're good, positive, negative. We love it. We love the interaction. As I always say, again, thank you from the bottom of my heart for everyone who's been supporting, making the videos go viral. We had some good videos, clips dropped that did very well. We really appreciate it. Keep it rolling in. I'll keep the content rolling out. As I end every video, God loves you, which is most importantly. I love you. You're beautiful, and your boy is out. Let that go.
Life is complicated when you count this paper. Yeah, girl, I wanna see you, but I'll see you later. Yeah, there's too much going on, girl, just do me a favor. Yeah, girl, I know you love me, but you know I can't date you. Yeah, you know I'm a rich, I ain't got no neighbors. I get mans, yeah, you haters. They lowered all my wheels cause they feel so spacious. Yeah, when you come around, girl, you'll never feel basic. Yeah.
Baby, you don't want I drip you fast in the latest.